America is currently the second biggest carbon polluter in the world and holds the historical record for the most carbon produced by any one country ever. So how did America become a major player in the race to destroy the world, and how does that affect us? We will be exploring this question through 3 points: the definition of pollution, the way in which America pollutes, and how that affects us. Pollution is the introduction of harmful toxins to land, air, or sea. An oil spill in the ocean, a city landfill, or the fumes produced when burning coal, these are all examples of pollution. Certain activities are known to produce pollutants. The World Health Organization has a comprehensive list on their website. Included in this list, particulate matter, which can come from wildfires, methane, which can come from livestock, nitrogen, which can come from fertilizer use, and carbon monoxide, which most commonly comes from fossil fuels. Now that we know what pollution is, we want to know how America pollutes. Land pollution happens most often by improper handling or disposal of toxic waste and materials. The American agriculture industry plays a huge role in the release of toxic chemicals into the soil and groundwater, mostly through fertilizer use, but also through livestock waste. Mining in America is another source of land pollution, and according to the U.S. Department of the Interior, millions of Americans across the country live within just 1 mile from an abandoned coal mine or oil well. These areas, called legacy pollution sites, often emit dangerous gases. And how does America pollute the air? In a 2021 report of the top 100 greenhouse polluters in America, the top 20 could all be classified under power plant, natural gas, or petroleum industry. Some of the heaviest hitters on the list being big names like Exxon, Chevron, and the U.S. government. These companies pump toxins into the air through the burning of coal and oil. In 2019 alone, America produced over 5,000 million tons of CO2. And that leads us to the sea. Research published in 2020 surrounding plastic waste and the U.S. role placed America as the #1 generator of plastic waste in the world, producing more than 42 million metric tons of plastic waste in only 1 year. The majority of this finds its way into our waterways, groundwater, and our oceans. Now that we understand how America pollutes, let us understand why we should care by asking the age-old question, how does that affect me? We can answer this question in 3 ways: effects on a personal scale, effects on a financial scale, and effects on a global scale. Personal effects include health risks. The links between pollutants and asthma, respiratory infections, cancer, heart disease have all been established many times through many different studies. Loss of natural resources. The 2020 wildfires in Oregon are a great example of this, burning more than a combined 1 million acres across the state. The loss of crops. The production of greenhouse gases causes rising temperature, which increases the likelihood of droughts, changes rainfall patterns, increases heat waves. These all devastate crops. The loss of structure and lives. Those same rising temperatures increase the risk for wildfires, and water sources dry up, causing one more obstacle in extinguishing wildfires, which result in the loss of structure and lives. Financial effects. Climate change costs money. The loss of land and structures due to wildfires, hurricanes, or rising sea levels. Airborne pollution, which increases healthcare costs and causes early deaths. Polluted waterways cause loss of business for fishermen, loss of business for tourism. Also forces us to seek alternative and often more expensive drinking water solutions. The cost of cleanup efforts needed to mitigate environmental disasters, the cleanup costs of oil spills, hurricanes, the rebuilding after a wildfire. These are all examples of the large costs associated with climate change. And finally, global effects. The increased absorption of CO2 into the ocean causes ocean acidification, which can devastate sea life that millions of people use to feed themselves. The melting of ice caps and glaciers, which causes the sea level to rise, which erodes beaches, cities, states, countries. Stronger weather patterns, loss of species, loss of forests, flooding, droughts. All of these things are global effects caused from climate change. Through this presentation, I hope to inform my peers of the role America plays in pollution through defining pollution, explaining how America pollutes, and explaining the effects of that pollution. I hope that this presentation has helped someone gain more understanding of America's role in pollution.